Hey Fabs, I'm back and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a while. I've been going through a little craziness. I'm back here to tell you all about my experiences, what I've been up to, what I've been doing, and what I'm gonna be doing moving forward. Hey Fabs, I'm back. I don't know if you follow me through Instagram or Facebook, you might have seen that I went through the IVIG treatment, Panzyga in particular. And that didn't go so well with me. And so after that, I kind of gave my body a rest. It was the holidays and the kids got sick with the cold. And I was on total mommy mode. So what's up with me now? After all that was said and done, I ended up going back to my neurologist. We spoke about how the IVIG treatment wasn't the best option for me, obviously. And we've decided to go to the next step, which I've already done, was the PLEX, plasmapheresis treatment, which is a treatment in which basically the plasma in your body gets replaced either by albumin or by other donated plasma that has already been cleaned and filtered and all the good stuff. Now, I did this twice last year. When I say last year, I mean last year, 2019. I did it in February of 2019 and also May of 2019. And it seemed to work wonders for me. What about it worked? I have no clue, but it worked. So after debating and having discussions with my neurologist, who didn't see how it would work if the IVIG didn't work. But I was like, you know what? There's no cure for NMO, so what do we have to lose anyways, right? He ended up taking a chance on me and we tried the plasma exchange therapy again, PLEX. And literally the nurse who attended me the first day attended me the last day, and she was amazed at my progress in that 5-day treatment. It was 5 days every other day. It wasn't like continuously, together. And all I can say is, if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook again, you'd be able to see the differences that I went through. I posted a video, which I will try and squeeze in here somehow or some way, on just my arm differences and how I was able to lift them before the treatment, after the treatment. And it was amazing. I mean, I can definitely lift now. Why that was one of the most important things for me to get resolved was because with my hands, I cook, I do my hair. You need your hands for a lot of things. And I was losing strength in my arms and hands. And yeah. So I will post a picture somewhere around here on what the PLEX cath looked like on my neck, which I'm still recovering from. It was done right here on my chest with this piece right there, and basically they put the line in here, but they kind of maneuver it through another hole on top. Again, this is just from a patient's perspective. I'm not a neuro, let alone a surgeon or whatnot. Oh yeah, and due to everything, I cut my hair. Just because the arm strength was getting so difficult for me to do my hair and things like that, I was like, I'm gonna chop it off, and then I chickened out on chopping it off all the way, so I just kind of cut it up to here. Yeah. After, again, during the plasmapheresis, the first day is the worst day because you either get sedated or you get like some drugs to get you real drowsy, or you just get local anesthesia. But it's the worst because it's the most painful day out of all the days. you know, when you feel like, oh, can I move? Can I not move? What's going on? The same day that I got that done, I started my first treatment, and you know, I didn't feel much of a difference because I was like in so much pain and the throbbing pain on my, you know, my chest, neck area. But you know what? Whatever, kept it going. One of the most important things to do during these treatments is hydrate. I cannot stress enough the amount of hydration you need to do. Like if you start drinking 2 to 3 bottles of water a day, I'm talking about like regular Poland Spring, like bottles of water, like that's nothing compared to what you really need to hydrate and actually help your body process what's being put into your body, and you know, help process, eliminate what's coming out as well. So I made sure to buy a whole bunch of aloe vera water, which is known aloe vera for hydration, and I bought like a case of 20 bottles of that. Definitely was hydrating, and like my veins were like pumping. I was looking like the Hulk, like I was pumped. Second day of plasmapheresis, I was still feeling kind of heavy, I think is the correct word. I was still feeling sluggish. I was just like, let's just get this done with. I was actually going into the infusion center, or I'm sorry, the blood transfer center, I think it's the correct word, in a wheelchair, because one, I didn't feel comfortable enough walking with this thing, this line hanging off my chest, neck area. I'm like, what if I fall and bleed to death? You know, dramatic thinking. But it was just a lot of walking too, and I just couldn't do it. So yes, I took a wheelchair the whole time. I was fine with. Second day, I basically, you know, once the second and, you know, other days come, it's basically easy. You sit or you lay down. I prefer to stay. They were like shocked that I wanted to stay. I'm like, I don't want to lay down. If I lay down, I'm gonna just be worse. But I sat in a chair. They literally used the tubings, hooked me up, cleaned it, did everything they had to do, and I had no type of reaction. I had all my plasma replaced with albumin, and I can leave a technical definition down below, because again, this is from a patient's perspective. After the second treatment, the next day I started feeling more strength, in the sense that I was able to get in and out of bed by myself, like with no assistance, nothing. And that was awesome. Back in January, December, I was in November, I want to say late November, I couldn't get out of bed or couldn't get into bed by myself without my husband's help, or, you know, my kids or anything like that, or just any help generally. Yeah, so after the third treatment, by that point, I was already feeling good. Like I was alright, I'm good. I'm getting used to this thing being in my chest, neck area. Showers are uncomfortable because you can't get it wet, you can't soak it, you can't have water drip anywhere near that site. So, can you imagine trying to shower and go around and, whew. Yeah, my skin, I did baby wipes and cleanings like that. Un baño de gato, how they say. Un baño de gato, como dicen, right? That's what I did around that area. So by the time I had my third treatment, I remember I was getting dressed. Okay, I was getting dressed by myself by the third treatment. Something that I hadn't done the first or second treatment. I wasn't getting dressed by myself. The third treatment, I was already putting on my own pants, putting on my own shoes, you know, putting my shirt on with some help, because I was like not trying to do too much to irritate the area. And it felt like some sort of independency already. And I was all right, let me not try to get like so hyped. Let me just let this treatment happen. But I was getting hyped. The fourth treatment, I literally, when I would go to the hospital, I would take the wheelchair like into the hospital, into the center. But from the door of the center, I was walking to my chair, something that I was not doing on day one. I was literally like on the wheelchair the whole time. It was like little progress, little victories that I felt were important to me, just because I wouldn't feel so dependent on other people. And it sucks when you become an independent person and go all the way to depending on somebody just to put on simple shoes. Yeah. The last treatment came by, and by the last treatment, I was literally doing everything by myself, getting in and out of bed by myself, going to the bathroom by myself. I mean, I was already going by myself, but I mean, like, by myself, like closing the door, because usually I would leave the door open just in case something happens. And I was literally by myself doing things, putting on my shoes. It was amazing. On the last day of treatment, I really begged to get this line pick cath taken out of me, because it was just like, all right, I really want to take a shower. I couldn't wait to take a shower, like a good shower. And it was just uncomfortable. Like, it didn't like hurt, but it was just not comfortable. And then just knowing that, like, you know, something can happen or you can catch an infection, like, it was more worrisome than anything else. So on the last day of treatment, I had my last treatment. I was feeling good. I was walking. And I wasn't like fully walking. Like, I still walk with a limp, or like, you know, I still can't bend my knee too much. But I mean, I felt more, I guess because I felt better, I reflected on my body. And because my body felt good, like, I just felt good. It just felt awesome. And I was happy. I was even able to get dressed by myself. Like, guys, that's a major victory. Then after the treatment, my cath got pulled out, and literally it does not hurt at all. It hurts more to put it in than to take it out. I had some sutures around the cath, which they cut off. It just feels like a pulling sensation on your skin.
It does not really hurt.
And literally they tell you to breathe like 1, 2, and kind of like hum, and you kind of hum hard, that you kind of like are pushing almost. And they literally swipe it out of you and hold it down with pressure. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. And it's a huge cath. Like, I want to say it's from here all the way to my finger right here. Yeah, it's huge. Like, ooh, I can feel it. But like, yep, that's it, we're done. And so they put pressure on the site for about 20 minutes, and then you're on your way. You just can't wet it for the next 2 days because it has to heal, and the scar tissue and all that stuff. Well, I mean, as you guys can see, it's still healing as we speak. But at least I'm able to take a full shower. And I've recovered some parts of me that I had lost, like the strengthening in my arms, and just the simple things of getting in and out of a chair, which I wasn't doing. I have some before and after videos. Don't mind me, I look crazy hurt. I was tired. I was like, I don't give up about life right now, because like, I just wanted the strength back in my body. So what's gonna happen now? After we did the treatment, and I had before and after videos to prove to my neurologist, which, by the way, my dear patient friends who never are believed in all the appointments you go to and nobody believes you, I decided to, throughout this whole process, videotape my before and my after, so they can see I'm not lying. Because, you know, a lot of doctors like to be like, yeah, okay, and they don't believe you. Well, no, that wasn't the case. I had everything videotaped, and I made it a point to bring in my phone with the videos and be like, boom, this was, you know, this date, that was this date. So when I went back to my neurologist, he's super dope. He's so cool. I went with my husband and with my youngest son, Valentino. He was home from school that day. So you already know the drama, hanging out with a 4-year-old, and you have to bring the snacks, the backpack, the games, the gums, the this, the that, the this, the phone, the iPad, along with my crutches and all my drama. Went back, we spoke about my results with the PLEX treatment and what would be the next step. So I was also due for rituximab. Rituximab is the medicine in which your autoimmune system is suppressed, so you don't, you know, it prevents you from furthering attacks or getting any worse in the sense of lesions and things like that. The plasmapheresis helped me with managing my symptoms and trying to revert some of the symptoms to come back, which it did. And so now I was due for rituximab, which I am going to be having this upcoming Monday, which I will be posting on my Instagram and Facebook. So if you don't already follow me Instagram and Facebook for all the latest on this neuromyelitis optica. So the plan is plasmapheresis obviously helps me. And I guess the question was really how often should we do it and for how long? So we're gonna get the rituximab so it can get into my system and settle it down into my system and do its job of what it has to do of preventing these attacks from getting any further. Now, plasmapheresis, we have to wait at least a month to get this done because obviously we want to wait for the medicine to settle into my body. Plasmapheresis is going to be, from what we've discussed on our appointment, we're going to try to do it on a monthly basis because even though I did see these victories, I don't feel like where I was last summer or in October or, back last fall. I don't feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm still very weak. And I feel like I can do more, but it's just, my body's just not responding or letting me do it. So for that reason, we decided that we're going to do the plasmapheresis every month. And in the case that we're going to be doing it every month, I'm going to need like a shunt, I think I want to say. A PICC line, one of those dialysis PICC line type of thing. Which I hope it's not crazy big. Because obviously doing the catheter placements on my chest and neck area every month is pretty dangerous due to the infection factor in it. So we're gonna be doing plasmapheresis every month. And then once I feel like I've gotten to a place where I feel like I was to baseline, because I haven't been in my baseline in a while, then I think we're gonna continue to do it, but instead of every month, every 3 months. And then we'll see where it goes from there. If anything new comes out in the market, then I'm here to try it. But I think that's the plan. Rituximab and plasmapheresis going hand in hand. And yeah, I'm actually really psyched for this treatment plan because I know it works. And obviously I've seen the results. I'm not psyched to getting this whole line cath placement thing, but what are we gonna do? Shout out to my neurologist for listening to me, paying attention to me, and really just understanding me. I don't think doctors and specialists out there get enough credit for that. Besides that factor, can we get into NMO Patient Day from the Guthrie-Jackson Foundation? I've attended this event before. I have my own opinions about it. I was planning on going on this year's 2020 NMO Patient Day, but due to this whole corona outbreak and coronavirus outbreak and all this craziness, it was canceled, or it wasn't canceled, it was postponed till November because they're located in Los Angeles, California, where the majority of the Asian population is coming into. So I guess they just postponed it for the health sake of us, the patients. In other words, your favorite baby mama here is taking a vacation. So I decided to take those flights and me and my husband are going away. So these types of events, it's not that I don't support it. I support it 100% because it has to do with us, the patient, who are really suffering through these trials and tribulations of what's called neuromyelitis optica or any autoimmune disease. But I wish they were more simpler, more easier, and things of that nature. I can get into it in another video. By the way, it is NMO Awareness Month. And not only is it NMO Awareness Month, it is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. It is all types of autoimmune disease Awareness Month. This is the month where it represents us and where we, the people who live with an autoimmune disease, should be teaching you what we lived through. Because hello, we know I look fabulous, but the inside is all messed up. Yes. So it's Autoimmune Disease Awareness Month, and this has to do with all autoimmune diseases. And in particular, I obviously represent NMO, neuromyelitis optica, because it is what I have been diagnosed with. Anyways, fams, I wanted just to give you guys an update of what was going on. Like I said, follow me on Instagram, fab_NMO, Facebook, fab_NMO, where you can see the latest details about what I've been going through with plasmapheresis, IVIG, what's the next step, how am I living life. Can I tell you, life in New England is starting to get warm. I'm loving it. I can soon go out with my A-linker, with my crutches, and just go for a simple little walk. Anyways, Fabs, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And please remember to stay fabulous and be yourself. Bye, Fabs.